Hello all, Dr. Angita Patni this side. Today we'll be having the structured and thorough learning of the concept of performance appraisals. So here we begin. Now, human resource is considered to be the most important and most valuable resource of an organization. Why? Just because it manages all the other resources of an organization, be it the finances, the machinery, the operations, all are managed and handled by the human resource. So, this resource particularly and necessarily need to be competent enough so as to handle the other resources very well. But how to know that the workforce we are having is performing well or not? So this is where the concept of performance appraisal evolves. Now, as this concept is a bit lengthy one, so we'll be covering the entire concept in two parts. This is the first part in which we'll cover the what, why, when and how of performance appraisals. That is, we'll see the meaning, the definitions, the objectives, the process and the advantages and disadvantages of performance appraisal. Now we come to the what of performance appraisal. That is, what is performance appraisal? What is the meaning of performance appraisals? So performance appraisal comprises of two individual terms, performance plus appraisal. So we'll see individually the meaning of each of them. Firstly, what is performance? It is the accomplishment of a given task measured against speed, accuracy and cost. So there are three parameters on which the performance can be defined, and these are speed, accuracy and cost. Please remember here SAC, speed, accuracy and cost. Now what is appraisal? Appraisals are judgments of the characteristics, traits and performance of others. So it is basically the judgment or the evaluation of the performance of others. Now we'll see combinedly the meaning of the word performance appraisal. Now it's the systematic and objective way. Systematic because it is done in a well-defined manner with a proper procedure, and also it is done for a purposive way, in an objective way. This objective can be for taking managerial decisions regarding the human resources or just for the routine performance evaluation of the workforce. Now it's a systematic and objective way of judging the relative worth of ability of an employee in performing this task. So it is basically to judge whether the employee is able to perform his task efficiently and effectively or not. Now it is also referred to as performance review, performance evaluation or employee appraisal. These are just the other names by which performance appraisal is also known by. And next, it's help you identify those who are performing their assigned tasks well and those who are not. And by the results of performance appraisal, the management can easily interpret where the employees are lagging behind or those who are doing very good up to the standards. Now here I have just compiled the definitions given by some of the eminent authors. You may just pick up one or two definitions and spill them over your answer sheet for some impressive answers. Now we'll come to some of the salient features of performance appraisals. Number one, it is a continuous approach. It is continuous because it is done repeatedly throughout the life of an organization. It is not that it is done at a particular year and it is not done subsequently in any of the years or left for a longer period of time. It is a continuous approach. This has to be done continuously for any business to run well. The next feature is systematic process. As we have seen earlier, it is systematic because it is done in a particular framework, such as how it will be done, when it will be done, which employees will be evaluated, what is the objective of such evaluation. It is done in a very systematized manner. So it's a systematic process. The feature number 3 is periodicity. It is done in regular intervals and sometimes as per the need of the organization, like for taking urgent managerial decisions. It may be done as per the requirement, but generally it is done at a particular period, be it 6 months, annual, quarterly, it could be anything. But it is done at regular repeated intervals. The fourth feature is the basis of assessment. Now the performance that will be evaluated of the employees will be always assessed against a particular benchmark or a particular standard that is set by the managers. As we had seen in the definition of performance, the performance was evaluated against S, A, and C: speed, accuracy, and cost elements. So there are always predefined benchmarks or the standards against which the performance of the employees will be evaluated. Next is feature number 5: reinforcement activity. The results of performance appraisals help in determining what are the training and development needs of the employees at a particular time period for completing a particular task, where the employees are lagging behind. So the results of performance appraisals help in overcoming all the shortcomings the employees are facing, or to train them for doing the particular task well. Next is, it is a chain activity. It involves a series of steps in which the process is completed. We'll be learning that subsequently in the next portion. And the feature number 7, it is a formal and informal assessment. Formal assessment involves following a particular method for assessing the performances of the employees, such as management by objective methods, ranking method, 360-degree appraisal method. There are numerous methods that we will covering in the second part of the video. And informal assessment is basically like managers observing their employees, their particular behavior, how much they are dedicated to their work. So all these observations comes under informal assessment. So next we'll move on to the objectives of performance appraisal, that is the why of performance appraisal. Why performance appraisals are conducted, or why they are necessary for the organization. So there are many objectives of performance appraisals, and I have just categorized them under subheads just for better clarity and structured presentation of the topic. Now please note here, while writing your exams, you may always try to present your answer in a very well-defined manner, just by proper grouping and proper managing of the answer. So the first objective is the development objectives. Here, performance appraisal help in bridging the gap between the actual performances and the desired performances of the employee. So it helps in determining the training and development needs of the individuals, and accordingly necessary actions could be taken for the needful trainings. The next is to check the effectiveness of recruitment, selection, placement, and induction programs. Then is motivation to employees. Of course, getting a better rank is a good motivation to employees. Then is rewarding performance, which is again an indirect feature to motivate the employees. And the next is to provide the feedback to the employees about the performances, so they can self-improve themselves, or they may know where do they stand while performing their task. Next we come to the administrative objectives. Now here, when the performances are evaluated, the employees become self-restricted, they intend to improve their performances, and they also help in checking the deviations from the performances, if any. The next administrative objective is to take decisions regarding salary, fixation, promotion, transfer, and demotion based on the competence and performances of the employees. The management often needs to take decisions regarding the human resources of the company, such as their transfer, their promotion, their demotion. So all these decisions are based on the performance appraisals of the employees. This is a very important objective and the main purpose behind performance appraisals. The next category is of organizational objectives. The first one is to facilitate communication between employees and managers. The procedure involved in performance appraisals tend to bring the management and the employees together on a common platform, and thus help to boost the communication between them. The next is reducing grievances of the employees. Now, as the results of performance appraisals form the basis of managerial decisions, so the employees are convinced about the justification of the decisions taken. So this ultimately reduces the grievances of the employees, as they know the basis of decisions taken by the management. The next is to ensure maximum utilization of human resources. As the results of performance appraisals help in determining the training and development needs, this eventually leads to bridging the gap between the desired outcome and the present performance of the employees, and thus help to make the maximum out of the human resources of the company. Next are the documentation objectives. As a part of procedural fairness, it becomes mandatory for the company to keep performance record of the employees for future references These records may be referred for taking managerial decisions also regarding the human resources employed, and also they provide the legal defensibility for personal actions. Sometimes the employees may be aggrieved of the decisions taken by the management, and they may resort to litigation against the company for such actions. In this case, the proper record of performance appraisal can act as the legal defensible tool for further justification by the management. So these were the objectives of performance appraisals. Please remember to categorize them and then present them in your answers for that distinctive effect. Now we come to the when of the performance appraisals, that is how frequently or how often these performance appraisals need to be conducted. Now performance appraisals can be done at a specific period like annually, quarterly or half yearly, and they are usually done like that. But if the management gets some urgent need or some exigencies appear, so depending upon need of the management, they may be flexible regarding the frequency of the performance appraisal. It also depends upon the nature and size of the organization, as performance appraisal method needs a lot of time, effort and resources of the company. So this frequency needs to be adopted very rationally. Now we'll see the how of performance appraisals, that is how the performance appraisal is carried out, or what is the process of performance appraisal. Now this process follows a series of steps that we'll see one by one. First one is to establish performance standards. There must be some set standards or the benchmarks that this performance needs to be like this in this particular time, in this particular resources. So there must be some benchmarks. The next is communicating established performance standards to the employees. The employees need to be very well aware of the manner in which they have to carry out the tasks given to them. So these standards must be communicated well to the employees so as to achieve the desired outcome. So first one was to establish the performance standards, and the next one was communicating the same to the employees. Now the third and the most important step in this process is to measure the actual performance of employees by administering suitable methods. Now the performance of the employees need to be recorded, and that can be done in various methods. There are traditional methods also and there are modern methods also. These methods will be covered in the next video. So after the performance of the employees is recorded, the next step is to compare the actual performance with the standard performance. This leads to identifying the gaps in the performance of the employees, of whether they are coping up with the performance standards or they are lagging behind. And this results in taking managerial decisions. Those who are up to the standard levels may be awarded, and those who are lagging behind may be subject to corrective actions or even punitive actions by the management. Now we'll quickly move towards the advantages of performance appraisals. We have got acquainted with the advantages of performance appraisal in the objective sections. So we'll quickly have a glance at the advantages. First, performance improvement. Second, corrective actions. Third is the systematic managerial judgments. Fourth is the motivation of the employees. And fifth is the continuous improvement of employees and organizations. Next, we'll have a view on the disadvantages of performance appraisals. The first disadvantage is the halo effect. Halo effect is the influence of rater's impression for a certain employee. Even if an employee has done or performed well in one area, then he will be rated by the rater high on every task he is doing. So it is the halo effect, that is the general impression that the rater has of the employee under assessment. The next is the contrast error. Now the contrast error occurs if a rater compares an employee's present performance with his past performance. So whether the past performance is good or bad and it has no link with the present performance, then also the rater assesses the performance on his past results. The next is rater bias. The rater may be prejudiced and biased for certain employees on the basis of their appearance, favoritism, religion, race, gender, etc. So these factors may affect the quality of the assessment. The next is the central tendency error. Now this error occurs if a supervisor rates all the employees within a narrow range. That is within a particular range, like all are performing within this level, such as the average level. So this is how the error occurs in performance appraisals. The next is leniency or severity. the supervisor may mark the performance of all the employees in a very lenient or in a very severe manner, and this may affect the ratings of the next is primary and regency errors. Now, if the performance of an employee is good or bad at the beginning or at the end of his performance, the outcome of performance appraisal will definitely be affected. So this was all about the concept of performance appraisal. This is the first part of the topic. For the second part of the topic regarding the methods of performance appraisal, please stay tuned to Quick Management. Hit the subscribe button below and also appraise and comment my performance today in the comment section below. Stay tuned and happy learning only with Quick Management.